Hello students, welcome back to the session. In the last session we were talking about the input element and the different types of input element, and we also talked about the text field. That is one type of inputs that we use, and the next type is your password field. Okay, so this defines a password field. The syntax is you give the input type equals password. Okay, this is the format, or we also call it as a syntax. Now example for this, give the form, because this is a type of a form, and then password, input type equals password, name equals pwd, that is password, and then close the form. Now what will be the output that you get when you give this? Here the output will be like, or the result we call it as, it will be like password. So this is what you have typed here, right? This password, so that appears here, and then you have a box, and whatever you enter inside this box, whatever you enter within this box will be in the form of asterisk. That is, it will not be seen. You are typing the letters, but it will be in the form of an asterisk. So this is one type of the input field, and the other type of input field is radio buttons. Radio buttons. I think you know about the types of radio buttons, right? What do you mean by radio buttons? We had talked in the last class about the different types of, what do you mean by radio button? So the format or the syntax for this is, you give it as input type equals radio. Okay, so it defines a radio button. So this radio button lets the user to select only one option or one choice from a given list of choices. Okay, so let us just show an example. This is the form, and then we say input type equals radio, and then name equals combination, combi stands for combination, and then value equals PCMB and BR. As we said earlier, break is a empty tag, that is, there is no end tag for this. Break means, BR means the output goes to the next line, and then again input type equals radio, and then name equals combination, value equals PCMC, and then PCMC, and then break. Okay, in the same way we give one more option. You can give as many as you want to. Input type equals radio, name equals PCME, and then value equals PCME, and then PCME. Sorry, name equals combination, PCME, and then we are not giving a break here because this is where we are going to end. We are not going to give further choices, any other choices. We are stopping at 3 choices, and then close the form button. Okay, now how will this output for this be, or the result that appears? You have one button here, and then PCMB, one button here, PCMC, one button here, PCME. Okay, you have to select anyone. So when you click, you are going to put a mark here. So that means you have selected this PCMC. So this is what you mean by your radio buttons. And the next type of input is your check boxes. Okay, so what is a checkbox? There will be a, you have a box and there is a you can click you can tick mark, put a tick mark on that. So that is what you mean by your checkbox. Okay, so that is also other type of your input element. So the format is input type equals checkbox. So it defines a checkbox, and this checkbox will let the user or you to select, either you can not select anything or you can select more than one option from a list of choices. It may be 0 or more options from a list of choices. So as an example, form, and then you already know what you're supposed to type, right? Input type equals checkbox, name equals city, value equals city 1. Almost this will be like whenever if you have entered any of the applications, for example the CET students will be writing the entering the applications for your to appear for any examinations, then they'll ask you a question, where do you want to write the exam? Select a few cities. What is your first choice? Where do you want to write the exam? You'll be asked to give either 3 or 4 choices. So which are you going to select? So that this will be useful. This is how it is given. Choice is given in a form. And then MISO break, and then you can give as many choices as you want to. I'm just for an example, I'm giving you 3. It may be 2, it may be 3, any number. Okay, and value equals city 3, break. As I said, this is optional if you're not going to give any further options, and then close the form. Okay, so now this HTML will look like this. It will have a box, we are saying. So it is in the form of a square. Sorry, this is not exactly a square, as I keep on telling you, I'm not good at drawing. So you have a square, Bangalore, Mysore, down here. So what happens here is, if you want to select, what is your first choice? You want to write in your own city, so you click on this. Sometimes this may be in this way or it can be in this way also, whatever. It is checking. So this is your checkbox. Then you have the submit button. Okay, once you finish everything, you have to submit the application, right? So we use the submit button, and the syntax for this submit button is input type equals submit. Okay, so it defines a submit button, and this submit button, as we said, it is used to send the data, whatever you have completed filling the application form, that form data, to the server, and this data is sent to the page specified in the form's action attribute. We'll be having an action option, so it will go there, and the file defined in the action attribute will do some work that is allotted to receive that whatever is given. So format for this is form name equals input. So you have given the input. What is the action that you are supposed to do? Action, that is the file name, student details dot asp, method is get. You have to get the data. So the example, form, sorry, this is nothing, just an angle bracket, and then user name. What is the user name? Input type equals text. Okay, name equals user, and then input type equals submit, value equals submit, and then close the form. So what will be the output of this? You have it as user name, whatever you have given here, user name, and then you have a box below. If you type some characters in this field and click the submit button, the browser will send your input to a page that is known as your what did we say here, studentdetails.asp, and the page will show you the received input. So this is about your submit button. Now let us go for the drop down list. So what is this? It creates a drop down list using the given option. And why are you going to use this? It is helpful to choose one option from the list. So we are just going to give an example. HTML, as we said, should be the starting line, body, and form action equals select name equals games. You are selecting one game out of the list of names that will be given. And then option value. What are the options that you have in the games? Option value equals game 1. So what is this game 1? We are saying chess. And then close the option. As we said, it is a end tag option, and when you're ending, you are supposed to make use of the this bar over here. And then option value equals game 2. Then we say second option we have given as tennis, and then close. And then again option value equals game 3 cricket. Close the option, and then close this select command, close the form, and then close the body, and then your HTML. Whatever you have started, now first we have started with, see, this is the first one, HTML, then the body, then the form, right? And then select, HTML, body, form, select. In the same way, while closing, first comes select, form, body, and HTML. Whatever you have started with comes at the end. So, and the output for this will be like, you have a box here, whatever the this one is, you have certain options here. If there are more than 3 options, you can scroll down, chess, tennis, and cricket. You can select any one, whichever you want to. So this is what you mean by your drop down list. And next we'll go for the tables, but as it is quite bigger, let us go for this in the next session. Let us end this session. Thank you.